The story kicks off with a guy named Junu. He's just chilling in his room, playing video games and live streaming. Everything seems totally normal until things get weird. Suddenly, his chat box blows up with the same message over and over. "Run away! Everyone get out!" At first, Junu thinks his fans are just trolling him. But then, an emergency alert blares on his phone and a massive explosion rocks the building. Outside, it's instant chaos and screaming. Confused, Junu steps onto his balcony to see what's going on, and he's floored. The entire neighborhood is a disaster zone. People are sprinting for their lives. Some are jumping from buildings in a panic, and a fire truck loses control and slams into a wall. That's when Junu spots something insane. A man biting someone else like a wild animal. Before he can even process it, he sees a mother run toward her daughter with a knife to protect her. But as soon as she grabs her, the girl lunges at her. The girl starts biting her own mother, and the sight of it sends chills down Junu's spine. He's paralyzed with fear. Suddenly, someone starts pounding on his front door. He peeks through the hole and sees that the hallway looks calm. He gathers his courage and opens the door, and a man bursts inside. It's his neighbor, Songchul, a guy he's never really gotten along with. Terrified, Junu tells him to leave, but Songchul begs him, saying he just needs to use the bathroom for a second. Junu reluctantly lets him in. He turns on the TV and finally learns the horrific truth. A mysterious, deadly virus has swept through the city, turning people into bloodthirsty zombies. One bite is all it takes to turn a person into one of them. Junu's heart sinks when he notices bloodstains on Songchul's clothes. His suspicion turns into pure panic. He grabs a knife and yells at Songchul to get out, but Songchul insists he's fine until his eyes start turning blood red. He begins to turn right there in the living room, his face contorting as he transforms into a monster. Scared and angry, Junu uses every bit of strength to shove him out and slam the door shut. He doesn't even have time to catch his breath before the noise attracts more zombies. One of them brutally kills Songchul right outside the door. Looking at the nightmare unfolding, Junu feels like he's living in a horror movie. In a panic, Junu drags his fridge in front of the door to barricade himself in. He starts frantically calling his parents, but no one picks up. His heart is racing. Finally, a short text from his mom pops up. "We're safe for now. Stay inside and wait for the rescue team." That gives him a tiny bit of hope, but he's still terrified. As night falls, he checks his supplies, and things look grim. He has very little food left. He first tries to ration it for 7 days, but realizing help might take longer, he splits it into 9 tiny portions. Now he's down to just water and a few scraps. The next morning, he checks the internet, only to see heartbreaking videos of people begging for help. He realizes he isn't the only one trapped, and some people are even dying while live on camera. It's terrifying. Feeling desperate, Junu records a video on his phone, a plea for help, hoping someone, anyone sees it. But as days pass, his hope starts to fade. He realizes if help was coming, they would have been here by now. Then, his eyes land on a drone in his room. An idea sparks. He connects his phone to the drone and flies it outside to scout the area. What he sees through the drone camera is absolute carnage. The entire apartment complex is a battlefield. Blood everywhere, and not a single living human in sight. Just endless hordes of zombies. Exhausted and losing his mind, he tries to log into his favorite game to escape reality for a second, but the screen says server disconnected. The infrastructure is failing. The internet is officially down. The world is going dark. No games, no videos, nothing. Around 2:30 in the morning, a noise wakes him up. He peeks out the window and a gunshot whizzes past his ear. Below, he sees a female police officer fighting off a massive horde all by herself. She's incredibly brave, but she's outnumbered. She's taking them down, but the gunshots are just ringing the dinner bell for more zombies. She runs out of ammo, and a zombie tackles her. Surrounded and realizing it's over, she points the gun at her own head to end it on her terms. But she doesn't even get the chance. The zombies drag her into the parking lot. Junu watches, eyes welling with tears. He can't just sit there and watch her die. He screams at the top of his lungs to distract the zombies, but it's too late. She's gone. His scream only ends up putting a target on his own back. Suddenly, a massive thud hits his door. The fridge starts shaking violently. Someone, or something, is trying to break in. It's a zombie, and it's stronger than the others. Panicking, Junu tries to hold the fridge against the door, but the wood is splintering. Thinking fast, he realizes the zombie is mindless. He runs to the balcony, grabs the railing, and drops down to the level below. The zombie follows him blindly and plunges to its death from the tall building. Junu struggles to climb back up to his balcony. He's cheated death again, but his spirit is broken. Looking down, he sees the female officer he tried to save. Now, she's one of them. It feels like humanity is lost. He retreats inside, locking the door and completely giving up on the world. He spends his days drinking his father's old liquor and eating dry noodles. The silence is deafening. But soon the food and water run out completely. He feels like the end is near. But then fate gives him one last sign, a voice message from his mom. The signal is weak, so Junu takes a massive risk and climbs onto the outside of his balcony to get a bar of service. He finally plays the message, and it's a nightmare. The sound of his parents being attacked. Their screams break him. He's lost everything. He's done. There's no reason to live anymore. Overwhelmed by grief and rage, he grabs a weapon, opens his door, and starts attacking every zombie in sight. He's making noise on purpose, wanting them to come for him. He starts moving forward, but then he sees it. A massive pack of zombies charging straight at him. Even though he was ready to die, survival instinct kicks in. He runs for the elevator, but it's packed with zombies. He ducks into a hiding spot and holds his breath as they pass him by. He sprints back toward his room, but a zombie follows him. Luckily, this zombie seems to be blind and can't see him. Junu slips into his room and locks the door. Some zombies still linger outside, scratching at the door out of habit or some faint memory of being human, but they eventually wander off. That night, Junu accepts his fate. Loneliness and hunger have hollowed him out. He records one last video, saying goodbye to the world. But just as he's about to end it all, a bright red laser light hits his eyes. It's coming from the building across the way. He looks over and sees a girl, young, alive, and looking right at him. She calls him an idiot. To Junu, that word is the most beautiful thing he's ever heard. Seeing another living soul pulls him back from the edge. She smiles and waves. They agree to talk at 7 a.m. the next day. The girl's name is Kim Yubin. She's smart, brave, and a total survivalist. Her room is heavily fortified, and she's got a solid stash of food and water. She's careful with her supplies and has set up traps for any zombie that dares to enter. The next morning, they exchange names using hand signals. Junu is happy, but he's starving. Seeing him in pain, Yubin decides to send him some food. She tries to throw a ball with a rope attached, but it falls short. Junu realizes what she's doing. He grabs his drone, attaches the rope, and flies it over to her. For the first time in forever, Junu has a real meal. But the peace is short-lived. A firefighter zombie, who seems a bit smarter than the rest, spots the rope. He grabs it and starts climbing toward Yubin's balcony. Junu screams a warning, and Yubin tries to cut the line. The zombie pulls the rope so hard that Yubin is knocked unconscious. It's climbing fast. Junu throws a bottle to distract it, but it doesn't work. As a last resort, he flies his drone right into the zombie's face to annoy it. It works for a second, but the zombie smashes the drone to pieces. Just as the monster reaches the balcony, Yubin wakes up. She grabs her tool and chops the zombie's hand off, sending him plummeting. That evening, it starts to rain. They put out bowls to catch the water, a small victory. Yubin spots something through her binoculars. The rooftop of the building next door is empty. It's their only shot. Their food is gone, and they can't stay trapped forever.
They decide to make a break for it. Junoo wraps his feet in towels to dampen his footsteps, grabs a bat, and heads out. He finds a neighbor's body with keys and slips into another apartment. It's empty. He finds some canned goods and walkie-talkies. But as he's leaving, a zombie jumps him. He uses a corpse as a shield, fights it off, and bolts. He makes it back to his room and finally has a full meal. He sends half the food and a walkie-talkie over to Yu-bin. Hearing her voice for the first time is incredibly emotional for him. They start talking every day, their friendship becoming the only light in a dark world. One evening, they hear what sounds like rain, but it's actually the sound of hundreds of zombies sprinting. They hit the floor, terrified. Yu-bin accidentally knocks over a selfie stick, and the noise draws the horde to her door. Junoo thinks fast. He calls her neighbor's landline to lure the zombies away. His quick thinking saves her, but they're officially surrounded. They have to move now. They decide to head for the safe 8th floor of the adjacent building. Yu-bin doesn't wait. She ziplines down first.
Junoo follows and they fight their way through the horde. They scramble into the elevator and it actually works. They reach the 8th floor and start checking doors. They think they're safe, but a horde suddenly rounds the corner. Just as they're about to be swamped, a door opens and someone pulls them inside. A smoke grenade goes off, masking their location. They're safe, for now, but Yu-bin is suspicious. This floor was supposed to be empty. A man appears, offering them water. He seems calm but exhausted. He tells them help is on the way via radio. They're so hungry they inhaled the food he gives them, but as they eat, Yu-bin notices something weird. The family photos on the wall don't match the man. Before she can say anything, Junoo passes out. Then Yu-bin's vision blurs and she hits the floor too. The water was drugged. When Yu-bin wakes, she's in a bedroom, and across from her is a woman in chains, a zombie. It's the man's wife. He couldn't let her go, so he's been capturing survivors to feed her. The man is about to let his wife loose on Yu-bin. Yu-bin is screaming, backed into a corner. Suddenly, Junoo bursts in. He's found a gun and points it at the man. The man looks like he's already dead inside. He lets go of the rope. In the struggle, the zombie wife lunges, but Yu-bin manages to muffle her with a cloth. In the chaos, the zombie ends up attacking her own husband. Yu-bin doesn't hesitate. She shoots them both. The gunshot rings out like a dinner bell. Every zombie in the building is coming for them. They realize they can't win. They look at each other, ready to end it together, when they hear a beautiful sound. A helicopter. They sprint for the roof. They dodge zombies, climb the stairs, and burst onto the roof. They block the door, but the helicopter is nowhere to be seen. The zombies are breaking through. Junoo fires his last rounds. It looks like the end, until the helicopter rises up from the side of the building. The rescue team arrives and starts shooting at the zombies. Then Junoo and Kim get into the helicopter and the rescue team takes them to a safe place. That's how they escape death. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.